Right, welcome to this job. So we're in a little flat here, and you see this massive Viessmann 111 boiler. This has been chosen because, right, we've got our 3/4 gas main coming in barrel out the floor, and the gas meter's like down by the parking spot outside. So there's through a block of flats, there's no way of getting a new gas supply up. We're coming off of that. So I've begun in here. I've got a sheet of ply here that's gone round. So that's just one sheet I've just cut. And you see the guys here are sort of going to be plasterboarding, and we're having a cupboard built in front of this. And the reason I've been fitting this boiler is because it's a 26 kilowatt. So we should be sweet with that gas pipe. It's, you know, I've done that, kept that as short as possible into there. But this particular boiler has like almost like a mini hot water cylinder inside. So your hot water flow rates are incredible because we've got 2 bathrooms here, and my client wanted, if you're using one bathroom, someone's using the other, it's not really going to cut out in the shower and stuff. So this is our best hope of doing that. So it was a bit of a beast to get up there, but this is the Pipework. So come down, we've got our RV2, which is the deaerator. So as it gets rid of the micro bubbles in the system, stops the corrosion, goes through into the bedroom in there, comes round. We've got a 22 feet that goes into the lounge. Then we've got our hot and colds there. Now you're probably noticing, what on earth, why is there so many lever valves everywhere? With this particular job, there's a bit of a part 1 and part 2. I've got a builder here who's doing some works and stuff, so I'm leaving certain bits empty, and I want to fill it all up. So that's why I'm sectioning everything off. Like that's turned off there, and it's going to come around. Obviously going to put some caps on there just in case, and then all the work can be done, and then I can extend them round to like radiators and stuff, which is what this one is. It's going to be a rad here. This is the waste pipe. This has been quite a run from the soil stack. I've had to bring in a new one. The old condense, believe it or not, the boiler used to be here. I've reused the flue hole. It used to just go out and terminate on this flat roof here, which is just unbelievable. So I put that in, I put a little rodding eye in there. That's really good for draining down anything in the boiler. You've got a little cap there, and obviously if you want to rod anything through. This particular boiler's got a combined PRV and condense there, and I've got a PRV for the hot water cylinder. So this boiler has to meet like G3 requirements. I think it's got a little combination valve, which in the past I've sat underneath the boiler, but I've actually moved that into the airing cupboard where the hot water cylinder is. So I'll show you that in a second, but little fuse spur there goes up. Yeah, it's a really nice job. I'm really happy with that. So let's come out now. So I'll show you the lounge quickly. So I'm out the other side of the wall. That's the other side of the wall there. So I've brought in a 22 supply round, which is going to go around and feed a couple of like rad under the window, and there's another radiator over there. And we've got hot and cold round for the kitchen, because you can see there's going to be a kitchen here. So what my client has done is transformed this room here into like, it used to be a big lounge, but it's almost doing like half a kitchen, half a lounge, sort of like open plan kitchen area. It was really nice because the existing kitchen where the boiler is now, it's just going to be a big like spare room. So it's like come across really nicely. So yeah, that's that already brought in here for you know, the kitchen to be done. Also, I should mention that all the pipes here, like if I show you this, so my client wanted to get rid of all the pipes in the floor. Didn't want any future problems, because having a wooden floor put in, and was just like, I've been burnt in the past, I don't want anything in the floor. So we're doing everything surface mounted. So it's going to come down, it's going to go across, feed the radiator, and then it's going to go around and feed the other radiator over there. So that's the thing with this job, everything's surface mounted. So I've brought that in ready for the kitchen. It's all going to go there. Nice IKEA kitchen, so we're trying to work out with their measurements, you know what it's like. Then, so this is the existing two. This is going to be a nice room. You come through here and into this little cupboard. This is where the pipes come through. It goes through in the bedroom in a second, but it ends up here. And what I've had to do here is, do you know what? I'll show you from the boiler. I'll show you the little bedroom quickly. 'Cause, do you know what? I'll show you from the boiler. I'll show you the little bedroom quickly. 'Cause, do you know what? I'll show you the little bedroom quickly. 'Cause, do you know what? I'll show you the little bedroom quickly. 'Cause, do you know what? I'll show you the little bedroom quickly. 'Cause, do you know what? I'll show you the little bedroom quickly. 'Cause, do you know what? I'll show you the little bedroom quickly. 'Cause, do you know what? I'll show you the little bedroom quickly. 'Cause, do you know what? I'll show you the little bedroom quickly. 'Cause, do you know what? I'll show you the little bedroom quickly. 'Cause, do you know what? I'll show you the little bedroom quickly. 'Cause, do you know what? I'll show you the little bedroom quickly. 'Cause, do you know what? I'll show you the little bedroom quickly. 'Cause, do you know what? I'll show you the little bedroom quickly. ' So that's the other side, the boiler's the other side of the wall here. This is going to be like a wardrobe. I've left them off there because that's going to feed a radiator. But we've got the pipework that goes around all level, and you can see the waste pipe. I've had to keep a fall on it. And that goes around there and then through into that cupboard. And I'll go back to that cupboard so you can see that goes through to there now. So we're now in this cupboard, so that's where this is brought through. So we've got our flow, return, hot and cold. I put cold on the bottom. Simply, if you put a cold above it, you've got the heat coming off the hot water and you might get a bit of condensation. So I like to keep the cold at the bottom and then sort of runs. You can see here what I've done with that waste pipe, brought it through. I've put a standpipe in here because obviously where the hot water cylinder is, I said this is the perfect place for a washing machine. So we've done that. So I've got that already up there. Now, the really tricky part of this job, right, was there are 2 bathrooms here. So we've got one bathroom here, which is being done at the moment. This is one bathroom. And when I came here to price, this was all boxed in. There was a massive like air duct system in there, which is what like that is. You can see all the pyro and stuff like that. I'll show you that in the other bathroom. But what was really tricky was this one was being done, but then if you come to this bathroom, this one is staying. So because budget wise it was like can't afford to do both bathrooms at once, so we're going to keep this one as it. And you can see this box in here, this was exactly the same as the other side. So this great big tile box in. So the tricky bit of this was trying to keep this all working like the shower, the toilet, the basin, the bath, without really disturbing anything. So the only way that was ever possible was to intercept the 2 pipes that feed both bathrooms, which the closest point you could physically connect up to, obviously you can't dig the screed up and connect into it, is obviously they go just in the floor along the hallway. It goes through here and then they come. You can see that's where they go through to the floor. So they come up here and I've connected them there on lever valves. So cut it up there. See, it's the only place you can cut it, bend the pipe back and get a cut on that. And what I've done is I've put them on lever valves. So basically any work that needs to be done in that bathroom there, it's a case of just turn it off, took all the bath out, put caps back on, easy peasy working. But then obviously where it feeds the other bathroom, which is in there, that is all working. So that's what I've done. So that was the only way of doing that, was keeping this all working, was connected up onto these 2 pipes. Otherwise it's completely impossible. So what I've done in here, got my pipes along here. I brought these up, again, lever valves. We've gone along, around, up. I've taken it up here, this little high point up here for an up and over. We've got automatic air valves up here. And you can see they run along here, and then that's going to go through. It's going to go down along the wall. There's one radiator. It's going to be this side of the wall, and then it's on the other side of the wall. It's going to carry on, go around, feed another radiator in the bedroom. I'm then going to take it, the pipework, the other side of this wall along, and pick up the existing towel rail. So that's what this is for. Now in here, what I've done is I've come off the water main here, put a new lever valve on, obviously, don't want to keep touching that. I did put on this supply, right, and you'll see this extra long washing machine hose, and that was what I did, was I kindly connected up my client's washing machine, so whilst all the work was being done, she could still do her washing and stuff like that. So I'll then come up off here. I've gone into this Atlas Filtry Scale Master. That's what this is. So Scale Armour, Atlas Filtry, the ultimate anti-scale. So it's going to be brilliant for the boiler as well. It's going to protect all the boiler. It then hits this combination valve. So say if you've got like 6, 7 bar, I don't know, 4 bar, whatever, it's going to come through here. That's going to change that down to 3 bar. And then at the back there, I've come down with a balanced cold. So I've orientated this so it's facing this way, so you can literally look. I can adjust that here. I can service it all. It's nice and perfect. I see plenty of these that just like you can't get to anything. It's like a nightmare. I've come off there, and as you can see, so this supply here is going to go down and feed the boiler. I've put another little wash machine valve on here, and that's because what I did was I actually got my under sink water heater from my shed, because I was like, this would be a nice thing for my customer. You know, it's a bit over the top, but I was like, at least if I plumb this in, I can give a temporary hot water whilst all this work's been done. So this has been a little lifesaver for her. It's been like, she's really grateful to just give her hot water. You know, I didn't price that in or anything. I just thought it'd be a nice thing to do. So got that up and running. So we've got our pipes there. They're going to come down. Now what I'm going to have to do is, my client doesn't want to keep these, even though they're working. They go in the floor, and just like I've said, it will be fine. You know, I said it'd be absolutely fine, but it's a bit worried that they could go one day. So what we're really doing is running these hot and colds surface into the bathroom. So I've said what I'm gonna have to do is run the hot and colds up there, which you can see they were fun getting in there in one piece. So they're gonna go back. I'm gonna put lever valves up here. I'm gonna run it up through this side of the stack. I'm gonna come around here. So it's gonna come out here. We have to run it around here. This is what she wanted. And then I said I can bring it through for the builder, who said he can take the hot and colds off of there. He's like, I'm not doing this bathroom, by the way, the builder is. So he said he can run it all round, and then he's gonna bring the supply through and pick up everything in that bathroom to keep that working on the new supply. So that's what we're gonna do. But my job is what I'm doing. I'm gonna bring that through into there. That's a brand new hot and cold supply in there. And that's just because obviously a bit worried about the pipes being in the floor. I think it's from like there across there. I think it's for peace of mind. She knows that's never ever going to go wrong. That, you know, one day there could be a problem. So if it's up there, you know, it's through there. It's not my cup of tea, but I'll do whatever my customer wants to do. So go drill a hole through there, that side of the stack, bring that round and straight through. Now I've got to be very careful here, because that little cable there is the internet. So when I drill through here, I've got to be really careful, because you can see the cable is running around like that. So I've got to be very careful of that when drilling that. And that pretty much is it. That's the job so far. I've still got a little bit to do. But like I said, what I was most proud of was so far, however long it's been, we've managed to keep everything hot and cold running for my customer whilst all this work is being done. So, and everything's been, you know, flush toilets, can have a shower. We haven't had to break off the tiles to connect up a shower. We haven't had to break off all the boxing to reconnect the toilets. But because of this scenario with the pipes in here, obviously what the builder said he's gonna have to do is come, and he's gonna bring the pipes down and connect all of this up temporarily until they do the bathroom in the future. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame, because I think they had a meeting and are just worried about this pipework in the floor. And, you know, although you can never ever say 100% it'll be fine. I know it's going to be fine. So it's a shame, because that anxiety sort of causes people stress, and I wish people had a bit more confidence in it, but what can you do? It's fine. I completely understand. It's peace of mind, which is what you want at the end of the day. So that's it for the minute. That's this episode. I'll keep you posted on when I come back. Like I said, I'm putting everything on valves. We're going to liven everything up, and then once all like the sort of decoration's been done and all the rest of it, I'm going to come back and fit all the radiators, and then I'll show you that little episode next time. So stay tuned, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll speak to you later. Bye.